He's Adam Schefter. He's the ESPN senior NFL analyst and host of the Adam Schefter podcast. We just played a clip of Adam, I believe, back in September when he talked to Gronk about that possibility of coming back. And Adam joins us on the program. Adam, when did you start to get wind that Gronk was indeed ready to come back?
Well, the funny thing is, I will tell you this, Dan. About a month ago, Jeff Passan, our baseball insider, if I could say this, texted me that he was told Gronk is coming back. And I made some calls, and it was kind of poo-pooed at the time. But I also got word that there are a lot of players that were contacting Tampa that wanted to come play for Tom. It was not just him. And, again, it was the kind of thing that was just out there. Now, the speed at which it developed yesterday surprised me. I don't know why. Maybe it's draft week. It shouldn't have. But it just seemed like it was an idea a month ago that may or may not go somewhere, and then obviously it took off and exploded yesterday.
If Brady is still in New England, is Gronk out of retirement?
I don't believe he is, no. I think that this was a situation where if Tom left there, wherever he went, Gronk would have gone. If Tom would have gone to Los Angeles to play for the Chargers, I believe we might be having this conversation today about Gronk playing for the Chargers. If Tom had gone to San Francisco to play for the 49ers, I think Gronk might be playing with George Kittle there in the Bay Area. Wherever he was going to go, I think Gronk had it in his mind that he'd be interested in following. And you need no further evidence of that than going back 2 years ago to the draft of 2018, right before that draft. The Patriots reached an agreement with the Lions to trade Gronk to Detroit. And they were going to trade Gronk and a second-round pick and get back a second and a first-round pick, which would have given the Patriots 3 first-round picks in 2018. And Gronk, when he found out he was going, said, I'm going to retire. I'm not going to Detroit. Don't want to play anywhere else but with Tom. And so I think there's the evidence of the loyalty. And it was going to be Tampa Bay in this particular case, or it was going to be nothing, which is why, Dan, I think New England really was stuck. New England doesn't get stuck often. But in this particular case, Gronk had a $10 million salary. They only got $1 million against the cap. If he says, I'm coming back, they got to carry that salary, clear the space, and make room for him. And they weren't prepared to do that when he didn't want to do that. Could have made life hard for them. And so they took a player that wasn't going to play for them and turned it basically into a fourth-round pick.
Did the Patriots have a good day yesterday?
Well, I don't think it was a bad day. I think it was business as usual for them. I think that they, again, traded Gronk in a 7 for a 4. So, to me, that's about as good as they could do in that particular case. Now, I guess you're asking that because there's some people saying, oh, boy, Tom's gone, Gronk's gone, people want to leave, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. You think they care there? They don't care. They're going on. They got the draft tomorrow. They got 12 picks. They're tied with the Vikings and the Jaguars for the second most picks in the draft. They're looking ahead. They're not looking back, Dan. They're on to the draft.
Do you think that Belichick cared? Does he care about this story? Other than they got a fourth-round pick. And I'm with you on this. I think the Patriots did better. I mean, they got something for nothing.
Yeah.
And so I get that. But do you think that Belichick cares about this situation, that those two are reunited?
I don't. I think that I think he's so singularly focused on what he needs to get done, and the draft, and the difficult times that we're all living in, and trying to adapt his organization to where we're at right now, that at the risk of sounding rude, the last thing he's thinking about is Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski. He couldn't care less in my mind.
We're talking to Adam Schefter, of course, the great insider. He'll be working the draft, and, of course, his podcast, the Adam Schefter Podcast. Joe Burrow, Zach Taylor. We had Zach Taylor on, and he said, we're kind of locked in on who we're going to take. Yeah. Have they wavered at all? Has there been an offer presented to them about going up to number one?
I don't believe they wavered one bit, Dan. Okay. I'm sure people have called, and they have held firm and true to the guy that they've wanted all along. They have not balked at all. They have not wavered at all, not to my knowledge. I'm sure they have gotten some calls, and they have told anybody who has called to date thank you very much, but no thank you. We are staying where we are, and we're going to take the quarterback from LSU, Joe Burrow.
And I know that you're not an analyst, you're an insider, but when you start to look at what's going on, like you have to be an analyst in looking at the games that are played leading up to the draft. What is real, what is not, and I always say it's a roller coaster ride for every quarterback. And you look each week, and it felt like each quarterback got a week where we talked about them. We praised them, and then we buried them. Jordan Love had his week. And then, it feels like Justin Herbert got his week. And now Tua is getting a week that he doesn't want because it's all negativity here. How do you sort out exactly what is going on with Tua and his camp?
Dan, it's funny you say that because I think of that, and every year we watch it unfold. And I think this is the 30th NFL draft that I've covered. And you see these guys, in a way, they're like stocks. Their stock is up one week, their stock is down the next. It's up, it's down. And you never quite know the way it's going to go, but rest be assured, during the process, almost everybody outside the number one overall pick will have his stock down at some point in time, no matter how good he is. And so Tua has gone through that. Look, and I'm a part of this. Like, I ride that wave too. Yeah. Last week I thought, boy, Justin Herbert's going to the Dolphins, I think. And now I don't know that I think that anymore. And I don't know what I think with Miami at 5, to be perfectly frank, if I'm going to tell it like it is, because the Dolphins have done a great job. When you talk to people, I say, what do you know? They said, I know it's very quiet out of Miami. My sense today is that the Dolphins like Jordan Love and Tua more than they like Herbert. But do I know that? I don't know that, Dan.
Oh, my God.
And listen, that's the beauty of this draft. You know why? Because it's the bewitching hour, it's the moment of the truth, and everybody's got to put their cards on the table, right? Like, yep, here's the quarterback we like. We like this one. We're taking this guy, and there's no hiding it.
But you also have people who will remember when Tua was getting roughed up, and then Trent Dilfer, who had been working him out, came to his defense, and then it's this game of ping pong with opinions here. Boomer Esiason going after Mike Lombardi, talking about how could you dare leak this information about Tua? This is a smear campaign. Are they hoping that he gets to New England and Belichick takes Tua because he's friends with Saban? Like, there's some wild bleep going on here.
That's what the draft is and always has been. And it's a situation where it's just, teams floating things in an effort to help themselves. You never know if they're pushing an agenda to try to get a certain player to a certain spot. All it takes is one like you hear anonymous medical things. I'll say this. Medically, I never like to say, this is just me, too much about a guy before a draft because I don't think it's fair to the player. And I think it is a situation, I'm not telling you that what somebody's going to say is going to influence, but maybe it does. Maybe it does. Let the process fall where it will, and then you come out and say something afterwards about the guy's medical. Like I remember a few years ago, I was told that Shaq Lawson, who was projected as a first-round pick, I think had a torn labrum, if my memory serves me correct. I didn't say anything about it. I just let the draft unfold. And the Buffalo Bills wound up taking him, and I popped onto ESPN. I said, well, Shaq Lawson, great player, but there were some teams that had concern about his labrum and might need surgery. And the Bills came on. Rex was the head coach. That's not true. Doesn't need it. And a week later, Shaq Lawson had torn labrum surgery.
Well, I did the NBA draft one year, and I had an agent from another client, a group of clients, come up to me and say, I hope you're going to bring up, this guy's, his knee problems. He won't last more than 5 years in the NBA. Who was the guy Paulie drafted by Portland was Brandon Roy. And he did have knee issues, but this agent said, I hope you and Billis are going to talk about this on the show. That guy won't last 5 years because of his knee issues.
Hey, listen, a lot of times, Dan, where there's smoke, there's fire, and it's real. Sometimes, okay? But sometimes it's not. And you know what? Different guys heal and take care of their bodies differently and have chances to thrive. You just don't know. It depends on where they go, how they handle. There's no way to fully know. It's really just a dart throw and seeing what happens. But to me, just personally, with the injury kind of stuff, unless it's obvious out there, everyone knows. some of the quieter things. I just like to leave it alone. And then when the guy's drafted, you go say something about it.
I'll leave you with this. I was absolutely dumbfounded that John Lynch said to Rich Eisen, yeah, we did a drive-by with Tom Brady. Why say that?
Because I think people suspected that they were interested. And look, I guess what I would say in response to that is there are 31 other teams that should have been having that conversation. Well, maybe not 31 because Kansas City shouldn't have had it. But if you're a quarterback or you're a team and you got a quarterback that hasn't been a perennial Pro Bowl player, a future Hall of Fame guy, every single one of those teams should be discussing, as the 49ers did, do we make this move? Should we make this move? Do we go sign Tom? And what would happen with our quarterback? What can we get? Are we in a better spot now, long term? I mean, I just think it's healthy. Now,
it's a must-lie situation, Adam. It's a must-lie, especially with Garoppolo, who's already, taking the slings and arrows here. He's already a little sensitive here. I'm going to guess. And now all of a sudden, your coach doesn't come out and dispel anything. They should have said, no, we have our guy. We wish Tom well. He's always been a great opponent, but we got our guy.
It's fair. I'm not going to argue with you, Dan. But listen, to my point, like I said, 20 teams should have had that discussion. But I guess most of them wouldn't admit that they did.
All right. Fair enough. Where are you going to be tomorrow?
Exactly where I'm sitting right now, my home office with my dogs on my couch, my kids screaming for me, my wife saying, come take out the garbage, whatever it may be.
Have you heard about our Tampa Bay T-shirt situation?
What is your Tampa Bay situation?
Well, we came out with the T-shirt as soon as Tom announced he was going to Tampa Bay. We came up with Tampa Bay, made T-shirts.
Yeah. Not bad. You know what I like better?
What?
Could we do this now? Like, can I whisper it to one of you guys and, we go in together, Dan?
Sure. I can do a rev share. Although, if you say it now, then you said it on the air. Now it's on record.
It's not like it's anything ingenious.
Okay,
right?
here we go.
But I like the T-shirts, the Tampa Bay Patriots or the New England Buccaneers.
All right.
Just plain and simple.
The Tampa Patriots. How about that?
I don't think we need to get cute. Just the Tampa Patriots. I mean, that's
right,
fine by me.
Right.
We don't need to get cute here.
Okay, how about this one? The Gronkoneers.
I'm sure he likes that.
Well, we're printing up that T-shirt this morning.
Okay. Well, you gonna send some to me? You gonna send some to me, then?
Yeah, I'd be more than happy to.
Okay, good.
Now, you strike me as a sleeveless kind of guy.
Definitely not a sleeveless kind of guy. You got like little patches of hair growing on your arm. You don't get to show that off.
I saw Michael Scott, in the office in the basketball game, and it struck me as you might be sort of a Michael Scott-like basketball player, like surprisingly jacked.
Back in the day, I was the last guy on my high school basketball team. I wasn't very good, but I was a try-hard guy. I was not talented like you in basketball, Dan.
You were a try-hard guy.
Always been a try-hard guy. Never very talented, but always try-hard.
We'll get you some T-shirts. We got the Tampa Bay. Well, we were told by Tom's law firm that we have to. I got a letter yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said we got to stop selling the T-shirts by the end of the month.
Cease and desist?
I didn't get that yet. I think I got a cease. I didn't get the desist yet.
Yeah.
But, we have to stop selling those T-shirts.
Like I said, New England Buccaneers, Tampa Bay Patriots. It's simple but effective.
All right, we'll workshop that.
Yeah, please do.
All right. Have fun tomorrow. And don't tip any picks.
Thanks for having me. Be well and stay safe to you and everybody out there.
That's Adam Schefter, ESPN Senior NFL Insider.